now my job to introduce our student speaker and our college prize winner. Where is Anna? There she is. Okay. So, Anna, come on up. The College Prize is an opportunity to recognize a graduating senior's accomplishments in a particular discipline. This year we recognize Anna Kasdan. There she is. Anna began working in Swavi Kiran's lab in Sargent College as a rising sophomore 3 years ago, almost exactly. Her successes in that lab represent our best intentions. During her time in the lab, Anna worked up to designing her own study, assessing whether patients with aphasia, that is an inability to speak or comprehend speech, are able to complete common, well-known musical tunes. She designed the stimuli, administered the task, analyzed the data, presented her work at multiple conferences, and is now writing up the results. She even mentored her own undergraduate student to help with the project. I love that part. When not in the lab, she was sharing her love of science with local school children, or performing on the piano for them and others. Anna interns at the Museum of Science, where she's designing a hands-on activity about the aging brain. She was an undergraduate learning assistant with me in NE 101. She's received funding through multiple sources for her research, and she's given a TEDxBU talk. Anna is selfless, and she is dedicated. Through her efforts, we have a stronger community of student volunteers, and with any luck, a diverse population of young budding scientists. I want to thank Anna, congratulate her, and welcome you to tell us a little bit about what you've done. And here's our fake envelope with her college prize in it.
Thanks.
You're all set.
Welcome, fellow students, professors, parents, family, friends, and alumni. I am extremely honored and humbled to have been selected as the student commencement speaker for the Neuroscience class of 2016. I would like to extend a huge thank you to my peers for the nomination, to Dr. Paul Lipton, and to my family and friends for their support today and always. A few weeks ago, I was with some fellow neuroscience classmates, and I had an idea to write a poem instead of a traditional speech for commencement, but this quickly escalated into ideas such as a commencement rap that would incorporate piano playing, an all-inclusive commencement talent show, and a guest performance by Beyonce. While I am a huge proponent of the arts, logistically these ideas were not possible, and apparently Beyonce had a previous engagement. So instead, you will all have the pleasure of hearing me rhyme about our time here at BU. Crafting a commencement poem proved more difficult than I thought, as nothing really rhymes with neuroscience. Neuro, on the other hand, yields 950 results on rhymezone.com, though these include words such as puppet show, crossbow, and plum tomato. Not super helpful. The word brain yields 594 results. Again, rhymezone.com failed me and suggested words such as inclined plane, cystic vein, and acid rain. Thankfully, though, our beloved department head and advisor, Dr. Lipton, has been blessed with the first name Paul, which yields 501 results on rhymezone.com that include some reasonably sensible words I could incorporate into my poem. Thus, I present to you the undergraduate neuroscience class of 2016, a commencement poem. We started with NE 101. We learned about neurotransmission and the four lobes. Oh, how fun. A class taught by the mogul of the neuroscience department, Paul. At this time, we committed to neuroscience, which is no small feat at all. Then there was Gen Chem. That deserves its own poem. NE 102 followed, and around this time we started panicking, and often sought out the man at 2 Cummington with cries of, should I be pre-med? And where do I do research? And what is Europe? To which he replied, do whatever feels best. Why not? After the craziness and novelty of freshman year passed, we looked at some hippocampal brain slices we had amassed. NE 203 made us more serious when performing brain surgery on rats This was quite a unique experience. Now look at us in our hats. We learned in that one semester a 759-page textbook of neuro, and in that class, we learned to pick up our studying tempo. We were fortunate enough to be presented with this and many other wonderful opportunities, thanks to the advisors, mentors, and professors of the encouraging neuroscience community. As junior year approached, our prefrontal cortices became overworked planning for our futures. Grad school, med school, full-time jobs, oh my! But soon, such worries dissipated when BU had 5 snow days. The best part occurred when classes were canceled following Super Bowl Sunday. At this point, the wealth of neuroelectives offered had us going our own directions, and through this, we were learning and forming connections. And yes, the synapse pun in that line was fully intended. Learning of sensitive language periods or dreaming of tau protein, all this while ordering late-night Domino's, the favorite study cuisine. And snap, just like that, we are at senior year, where we scramble to create graduation bucket lists because our time is seeming to disappear. Celebrate Marathon Monday one last time, go downtown to a nightclub, and finally take that last set of exams and then head to the BU pub. And through this journey we call college, we have gained quite a bit of knowledge. We have laughed, cried, yelled, and stressed out, but it has all been worth it, no doubt. I hope I have left you with an overactivated amygdala and hippocampus, teeming with the memories of the past 4 years on BU's campus. We formed tons of meaningful relationships with our peers, teachers, and of course our department head, Paul, who has made our lives easier by making our pituitary glands release less cortisol. That was my favorite rhyme. But I'd like to end on a little bit more of a serious note with something my late grandfather instilled in me from a young age. My grandfather, who was actually a BU School of Social Work alum, always told me, no one can take away your education. My grandfather embraced learning and worked hard as both a full-time social worker and as the owner of a tree nursery business. Having 2 jobs ensured that he could give my mom and her 3 siblings the best gift of all, the gift of education. And in turn, I have been lucky enough to have never been denied any educational opportunities, and I have taken advantage of as many educational experiences at BU as possible. The skills and information we have learned in classes, in labs outside of the classroom, and in interacting with the phenomenal faculty and students at BU, those are all things that we will keep with us. But this notion of being a student doesn't expire when we step off BU's campus today, diploma in hand. If there's one thing I've learned at BU, it's the more you know, the more you don't know. Learning doesn't end with a college degree, and I hope that all of us today will go off into the world, wherever that may be, as a perpetual student, a learned person yearning to learn more. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Thank you.
Anna Victoria Kasdan, cum laude, honors in neuroscience.